Honeywell Cinema Club, episode 11, take 1.
Hey guys, welcome back to Honeywell Cinema Club. I'm Brynna.
And I'm Emma.
And today we are going to talk about our experience at Nashville Production Week and what the future holds for Nashville Production. We went to the inaugural Nashville Production Week. We both thought it's been happening for years. I don't know.
Yeah, I had
why.
a couple friends who were the ones who recommended this to me, who thought it had been going for like 3 or 4 years. And then we heard inaugural and we were like,
Ooh.
Oh. So from what we experienced, it was very impressive for like the first time that they had ever done that.
Yeah, if they had not said inaugural, I would not have known.
No.
Would not have known at all.
No.
But it was super fun. It was just a 2-day event. Would you describe it like a conference? I've been kind of saying that at work. Like, it's
I've been saying conference, like conference panel, like
networking event, you know.
Yeah. Because it was 2 days of like panels from filmmakers around Nashville, influencers, creative agency representatives, like just different people who work around film and entertainment in Nashville. And there were just different panels on like, I don't know, like AI and like equipment and things. But then we also had a lot of time to like network and communicate and talk with people and get to know people, introduce ourselves. So like it was just kind of like a mingle learning experience.
Yes, I've been describing it as the most adult thing I've ever done. Like, you always hear about you have to go network and go to events and I was like, I don't think I'll ever have to do that with what I want to do. And then Emma was like, oh, there's this thing, I really want to go, we should go. And I was like, okay. And then I didn't realize that this was like an adult thing I did not prepare myself for. And so the night before I was freaking out. Like, in my head, this was just so different. So I was like, I don't know what it's like to network professionally in like the career you want. Like, if anyone is going to take us seriously, if everyone's going to be nice. Like, I don't really know many Nashville production people. I feel like we've just been making our connections, and it's been more like young creatives just starting. So it was interesting. So I was like freaking out that first night, but then it was amazing and not a problem at all.
I would have been freaking out had I had to go alone.
Oh yeah. Oh, I would not. No, I would not.
Like, I wouldn't have talked to anybody. I would have like sat by myself, just listened to like the different lectures and panels, and then I would have gotten home. I might have worked up the courage to talk to a couple people, but nothing how we did.
No.
And I said this to you like multiple times in the past 2 days, but like, I'm very grateful that you and I are in this together as a team. Yes. Because like we started off like introducing ourselves together to everybody, but then as we got more comfortable, like I would peel off and introduce myself to people to ask questions, and then you would peel off,
and we would talk about each other and like what we did. It was
so,
and we did it without even like describing a strategy. We just kind of did it.
No, it was more like, oh, I have a question for this person, so I'm just gonna go ask, and then I start talking to them about Honeywell and Brynna, and I look over and like she's doing the same thing, like she had a question to talk to somebody about. And
it's so true.
Yeah,
it was so fun. But shout out if you went to Nashville Production Week. Thanks for watching.
Hey guys.
2, big props to you if you went alone and represented yourself and did that, because that literally would have killed me. I fear like that. Yeah. I think I'm an extrovert. It was hard. It was very hard, and it just drains you because it's just so much. It's high energy.
It's not just a networking event, so you're consuming all day, and then also all day networking, pitching yourself, talking to people, trying to be like personable, and like also communicate what you do as a professional.
Yes. And
then you're like listening to an hour-long panel or like lecture on AI, and you're like, there's so much for my brain to process.
Like, it was a lot. It could be overstimulating at times, for sure. And it was so good.
And everyone could see that on my face. I don't have a really good poker face when it comes to like me being overstimulated. And everyone would be like, you look like you're ready to leave. And I'm like, I'm not. Like,
that was good.
I'm happy to be there and just listen, but sometimes I am like, I'm a little checked out.
I'm a sleepy girl at heart, so I can just be so sleepy. But what's so cool made awesome connections, like professionally.
Yes.
But not only that, I feel like we made some like actual friends, like cool people that we just talked to, and I think we'll actually hang out with and work with. So
I know we were saying cool. Like we kept feeling like we just saw so many people who were so similar to us, and like not just like drive for film, but personality wise, and we were like, that's so nice to, I don't just meet people like that, especially when we're like semi new to Nashville still.
No, it was so cool. And there was literally any kind of person was there, like age, experience, what they're doing in the field.
Yeah, like makeup, so wardrobe, graphics, DPs,
agencies and
photographers,
pitching, producers,
everybody.
Like what was that? Like lawyer? He wasn't a lawyer, but he was like, I don't even know. He did something with like the law of entertainment.
Oh, I don't know.
King, shout out him. I don't remember.
Yeah,
but it was like so much information. Like it was crazy, but super beneficial. I was so happy to be there. Happy to go again. Would definitely.
Oh my gosh, yeah, and that's something like. So it was a ticketed event. It wasn't like a free event in town, but we were both like, oh, I feel like it's worth it for us to just do it and like meet people at least and network. There was so much included at that event.
I had no idea. That ticket. No idea.
Like the first day was free lunch and you had free coffee like both days.
All day. El Gato Negro.
Yes.
Shout out them. They were the best.
And it wasn't just like, it wasn't just like drip coffee, like for crafty. Like they were pushing out lattes all day.
And they made like their own syrups. They were just so fun. Yes. I love those guys.
And they had a little like cinnamon like
oh my god
stencil or whatever.
Yeah, I would say that.
Yeah, that had NPW, Nashville Production Week. So you would get your hot coffee and it would say that. And we were like, oh
that was really cool. That was a really big highlight for me, honestly. I really liked that.
Yeah.
So that was cool. The goodie bags we got. Oh, not the props.
Hey, so we're a professional.
Nashville Production Week. Look at that.
We got a whole tote bag and
so many goodies.
Oh my gosh, there's so many things in there. It's like if you want to know what's in there, you can go to our Instagram page, and Brynna did a little like haul.
Nashville Production Week unboxing.
Yes.
There was just
which was so good. I loved it. Like I told you to post it. It was so cute.
I'm really glad I did because then people were like, "Wait, you're the haul girl."
The next day we were meeting people and everybody was like, "But I've seen you before," and they were like, "Oh my god, you're the one who like unboxed the bag," and was like,
"That actually killed me." It's making me cry. Like everyone was so nice and like appreciative. I just thought it was so funny because I was like, I'm just gonna open it, so I might as well record it.
Yeah, why not?
But super cute goodies. The best thing is definitely the glass, mind you, glass water bottle that has MPW on it.
Yes,
they pulled out all the stops for the glass water bottle.
Yeah,
lots of other goodies, but I mean that definitely took the cake. So cool.
Definitely. And then second day was like free dinner. Like was Joyland burgers. They had cowboy cannolis was there.
Also shout out cowboy cannolis.
That was so iconic.
I had never heard of or seen him. Apparently he's like, that's like a thing. People
I remember
know
seeing one video like months ago about it, but I didn't remember till I saw him. And like I just saw the cowboy hat floating and I was like, who's wearing a cowboy hat here? And then I saw him piping the cannolis and I was like, oh my god, cowboy cannolis.
That was my king right there. It was so cool and fun and random. I loved it. Yes. That was a great idea.
Yeah, open bar too at the end, which
we're not big drinkers.
We're not big drinkers
by any stretch of the imagination. And when I do, I need it 90% sugar, 10% alcohol. So I'm very picky. And then you don't even like really drink. I don't
really drink.
Let's just say it wasn't for us who like sugary cocktails, but that's okay.
Fine. Yeah,
open bar is open bar, and that's all you could ask for. In fact,
yeah, and they did have like alcohol free.
Yeah, they had like 4 or 5 different options, which was really cool. And I saw a lot of people trying those, so that was cool.
Yeah,
but yeah, lots of things. Like there's like a disco ball. It was crazy.
What was your favorite like panel that we heard?
Well, we already know that was gonna be the first one, first day. Oh man, do you have the planner?
Oh my gosh, yes.
Actually,
so we all got these like programs when we first walked in. But yeah, that first one was Nashville Producers Roundtable.
Yes. So good.
Yeah.
That was just like a really good selection of speakers, and their insight and openness, and for the word candor like keeps jumping out at me when I think of that panel. Like, so open. Like, you think people would gatekeep a little bit. These people were not scared to open up and be so real about their experience in Nashville and budgets and percentages of everything in their work. It was really, really cool, and they had very interesting takes. So we started off really strong. That one was awesome. There's a bunch of highlights, but that was by far my favorite.
Yeah, and I think the most interesting thing to hear was like most of these production companies spend very little time actually producing stuff in Nashville.
Yeah, that was crazy. There was like 4 people on stage. Of the 3 of them, I think they all averaged like 10 to 12 to 15% of their productions are based in Nashville. And then one woman had 50%, she said. So that was like a crazy outlier.
Yeah, so they're like traveling out of town, out of state. Yeah, King, sure.
He's so cute, I can't.
He's always got to make an appearance.
But yeah, they just kept expressing that hardly any productions are actually in Nashville, and that's not what they want. They very, very strongly want to bring productions truly to Nashville. What was overstated so many times was we have the talent, we have the crew, the equipment, the places, the locations. We have everything.
Mm-hmm.
And Nashville is treated like a, what's it called? There's like a something tax, but not like an actual tax, but it's not LA or New York, so it should be cheaper. So Nashville's the cheaper option, so let's just do it because it's cheaper. And while that may be true, like locations and stuff, I'm sure is nowhere near those 2 big hubs. But if you're not going to respect like the crews and the talent and all the time working on it, then that's also detrimental too.
It's these big companies assuming, if we shoot in the South, then we're going to get a tax break. Is that what you were trying to say?
No, it's not. It's not a literal tax break. It's like a phenomenon. It's literally just like the back.
Yeah, I think both though. Like that's why they also shoot in like Kentucky. They were saying they shoot in Kentucky and Georgia because they get a certain amount of like tax breaks.
That's what they're saying. They don't shoot in Nashville because you don't get the tax breaks. You go to Kentucky, to Georgia because you get those.
So it's like Nashville needs to have some type of incentive because we have so many things here like to utilize, and they just aren't being used. And so everyone here is having to like pivot and do commercials and branded content when there's a lot of people here who really want to work on narratives like us. Mm-hmm. But that's also a reason why we're pushing for it with our companies, because we want to bring more of that here and let people know that like there are people here who care about making that happen here. Yeah.
It was interesting when I was listening to these things and learning about the tax breaks in other locations. It was very interesting pipeline of my thoughts, because I was like, that's helpful for us, our productions. We could go to Kentucky, we could get these tax breaks. But then I was like, pause. We want Nashville to be a host. So I was like, I was even enthralled, like, oh my god, like we could use a tax break money like off, that'd be great. And then I was like, no, even though it would cost more and there's not that incentive, I do think it's actually so important that we fight to be here.
Yeah.
I love was it Horton Hears a Who? I think
someone was like a Horton Hears a Who quote.
He's like, we are here. And I was like, I love that. Like, we are here in Nashville and we can put out just as good.
Yeah.
Thanks. I just love that. It was so cool. But that was just an awesome, awesome panel. I really, really loved that.
Yeah.
Really good insight.
I really loved second day hearing there were 2 that I really liked. I really liked the More in a Day talk. That was kind of like the DPs,
technology. Yes, that was really cool too.
And the Shit Happens, How to Clean It Up, which was moderated by our boy Jack.
That's our boy Jack. Yeah, he did so good. He was an incredible moderator. Yeah. That was really, really good.
But both of those were really good. Like the first one, it was just really interesting to hear from people who are like actual like DPs and people who work in town, and to hear their takes on different like gear or things happening. And we talked about like volume stages a lot.
That's what that's called, a volume stage.
Volume stage and AI and like
Unreal Engine was thrown around a lot.
And VR, just like these virtual setups for shooting. And there's so many pros and cons to that, but like the pros are always like weather and like timing. So like they were bragging on, you can shoot a sunset scene all day on that stage
instead of having actually 10 minutes to capture that lighting in real life.
But I told you, I was like, I'm gonna go up and ask a question because I didn't get to during the actual panel. And so I went up and talked to Nathan, little shout out, Nathan Thompson, who is the owner of Contrast Sin. And we rented our equipment for my short film Clover from Contrast. And so I wanted to talk to him anyway.
That's cool.
And like introduce myself, but I had so many questions about like the cons of those volume stages, because I'm always hearing people talk about like the pros of like, you're shooting inside, so no weather issues and like the timing issues.
So what is the con?
And so he was telling me like, yeah, like you're gonna have cons because like, first of all, that screen itself is a light source itself. So you're gonna walk into some like issues trying to like control light. Sometimes it makes it easier because you can like, you know, really shape shadows and stuff on the screen, but you're still gonna have to put something like almost a more powerful light in front of your actor to like overpower and like blend better with that.
I see that.
And also you're limited with the types of angles that you can use on those stages, depending on how big that screen is. So like you can't get like a big wide shot. You can't like, you have to watch out for the seam where like the screen meets the floor. You can't do a lot of like low angle shots.
Yeah, looking at ends.
Yeah, and so like that, and he said it's also hard to like replicate real sunlight. It's already hard to like kind of do that in like sound stages. I feel like when I'm watching TV shows that like have been running for a long time, I can tell when they like were shooting at a Real House season 1 and then moved to a sound stage season 2, just because like it's just slightly off. Like you can have a super powerful light, but there's something about sunlight that is just so overpowering on cameras, but like in a good way sometimes. And so that's something on that stage too that you just can't really like, you can have a sunset or have like a sun on that screen, but it's hard to give that same like powerful energy.
Interesting. I was curious what question you asked, because I never even asked you what you asked.
Yeah, we didn't talk about that.
And it was so funny, all like the 2 days I think you kept bringing up, contrast in, that guy's gonna talk, and I was like, like not realizing that's who we rented our equipment from. That makes sense now. Okay, I'm with it.
Yeah, I love them. I mean, having like an actual like equipment house in Nashville to like rent from that has like really high quality gear is so important to like bringing more productions to Nashville and like having people want to work here, because it's a lot easier to like rent equipment in town versus like, we're gonna rent our equipment in LA and put it all on a plane and then come to Nashville. Like that's so much. And so it's nice to have like people here who are thinking about those things and trying to support that.
Another thing I thought was just interesting going into it, because I knew nothing. Emma just wanted to go, and I said, I got you, I'll be there. So I was like, just going with the wind. And then we got there, and so many of the panels, and this makes sense now looking back, but so many of them were like producer specifically focused, and also like commercial and like branded content. Like it was very, very specifically that genre, which I would like obviously know that exists. Like you watch commercials all the time, but I'd never been, who is doing that? How are they doing that? What is the logistics and background of that? And I was just like influx with that information. So it was so cool, but I was surprised that there was not really any like narrative film discussion. I thought there would have been stuff about like story, acting. I don't know. I thought it'd be more theatrical narrative stuff. But again, it makes sense now. Nashville Production Week, I was taking it more like overall production, and there was stuff like that, like the DPs and editors, and of course. But I've been so blinded to just a narrative minded scope that it just really opened my eyes and broadened my horizon. So I was like very intrigued by that, because I had no idea.
I think that'd be something cool to have next year, like try to find people who are really like working hard to do more narrative pieces in Nashville and talk about like how they struggled to do that and try to stay focused on that, because I have a lot of like audio friends who like they love narrative stuff and they work really hard to like try to stay on a narrative track. And like you're gonna pick up like branded content and commercials here and there, especially if you're freelance and just need the work, but a lot of them have worked on like 911 Nashville or Scarpetta. Like they're so happy to like have productions coming to Nashville right now, because like that's what most of us got into this to do. And so I think it'd be really cool to hear from some people who are like actually in that and like working to try to stay in that right now.
Yeah, I think that'd be a great avenue to explore for future years. It'd be so cool. Another thing I found interesting, a lot of people were in a different career, like completely not in production, found themselves in production and just truly love like the commercials, the branding content.
Yeah.
And they're not like dying to do narrative.
Yeah, they're not like us where we have this like intense itch and we're like,
I know,
the Oscars.
And I just never, sounds so stupid and naive, but like duh, but I had no idea.
No,
People and it makes, I mean, they're making awesome stuff. It's not just like,
no, it's still like super cinematic and like very impressive.
It's very creative. It's so cool. But I always just imagined it's people who are dying inside to do narrative, but they can't find the work, can't do it. But no, these people just love it and they have a true passion for it. So that also was super cool and opened my eyes. Yeah, lots of opened eyes during the
opened eyes. You know, I was probably gonna say this, but I felt like an actual like kid on a science like field trip when they did the demos.
Yes, they had a good long section for live demos. Was that Arc Studios?
Arc Studios, Gear 7. It's kind of all on this same building. Very cool people. But they have so many cool rigs and robotics, and we got to just like walk in the garage and got to like play around with all these cameras.
Like real big time, like
this is stuff that I have dreamed about like seeing in real life that I haven't just have the opportunity to be a part of any of that. And they literally had one of like the camera rigged cars.
That was so cool.
That was the coolest thing ever to see in like real life. Like I've seen videos of it and photos of it and all of that, and we've also posted that on our Instagram, and you can see that in our reels.
And that too.
But it's so cool to like walk in there and like see this huge giant crane like camera attached to the top of a car, and you get in there and it's like you have your driver and then passenger seat, and in the back, person on the left is operating like the focus of the camera, person on the left is operating the movement of the camera, and then somebody sat in the literal trunk of the car with like a whole board of cameras and different things to control.
That was insane.
I was so shook.
Yeah, it was so cool. And just like, obviously it makes sense in your head with a camera movement. You need like the three movements like of the three axes, so like left to right, up and down, and then like diagonal. That makes sense. But then seeing it and seeing the like pulleys for each like third dimension, and then you can do both at the same time, that was so cool. Insane. Like it makes sense, but utilizing it in real life was just so
and I don't
different.
know why this may be really dumb of me to say as like a filmmaker, but whatever. This is a safe space.
This is a safe space.
I always just thought that people were controlling movement and focus from like a fixed point near the shoot.
Yes.
I don't know why I didn't think they were just sitting in the car.
Yeah.
But that's like even cooler. That
Way
you're
cooler.
in the car too.
Yeah, I feel like there must be, I'm sure there is situations where it is fixed, but think of like
if
any
you're going
action
a long
movie
distance,
like John Wick and you're driving and all that stuff, like gotta be in the car.
I know, just for like distance and like connecting. And I think it's funny too that like there were monitors up front, and I was like, not that like the driver or someone in the front seat really needs to see what's on the monitor, but like that's still so cool that they're like just see what we're filming and like looking at right now.
That'd be an interesting,
like, I guess you could put the director in like the passenger seat and they could be in the car.
Absolutely, but that'd be an interesting job on set, is to be like the driver. Like, who is do they have any experience with camera, or are they just a professional driver?
And do they have to be like a stunt driver, or can they just be like anyone with a license can drive that car?
Like, get me in the car. Can you imagine me driving?
Put me in, coach.
Can you imagine me driving?
That I would no.
That's no.
No.
That would be so bad. But
Brynna's like, oh my god, I'm going. Oh my god,
I'm gonna go. I'm just gonna go. Everyone, hang on. But no, such a cool lifetime.
So cool.
The glam bot.
It wasn't called the glam bot,
but it was like a glam bot.
Yes.
If you watch the red carpets of any big awards, you know the glam bot. You've seen the glam bots. This was the charm bot. Charm.
No, it was camera.
I just knew it was charm.
Charm tech. Charm.
Oh, I only ever saw charm.
Charm something.
On the sunglasses, it says charm. So I don't know, but so cool. We were watching it like start up in the movement, and they're like programming it, and I just thought we were just gonna watch the camera move.
Oh, cool! Like the guy's gonna like show us a demo.
That's so cool.
And then he was like, "Yeah, you guys ready?"
Oh. Didn't know that was happening.
Us?
So we were the guinea pigs too. We were the first people to go. And then we did it together. Yeah, so we had to lock in.
Oh my gosh. That was so insane.
I was so stressed because it's like you see the videos and it's so quick, and like you have one chance to get it done, and I was like, this is the one time we can practice before we're at the Oscars next, and then we're doing it for real. So I was like, we have to lock in. But it was really fun.
Yes. And like the setup, cool. Their movement was different from like the Oscars Grammys one. Mm-hmm. So I was expecting it to be a lot quicker.
Yes.
And in like a certain angle, even though like they can all program you them differently.
You can literally do anything.
But it's like I had that in my brain. So we turned like pretty early.
Yeah.
Like we probably could have waited.
But we were the first ones. Like, what could we do? We're just girls.
But we still ate.
We need it. I'm happy with it.
And that was still such a cool experience, just to like, they're like, here's your mark. And then they're like, we're going to count down 3, 2, 1, action. And we were like, oh my God, lock in. And we just did like a turn.
It's a nice little simple turn.
So that was like dream.
That was a big one.
Yeah.
I said, I didn't know there was going to be a glam bot, but if I had known, I wouldn't have been nervous.
Your hair was up. And
dude, I was like, no! I wanted my hair down. Who wants their hair up for a glam bot?
For real.
So next time, I'll know. Yeah. But it was so fun, and that was such a big, awesome surprise.
Yeah.
But no, all the camera equipment and machines, everything was very, very cool to see.
Yeah.
We do have some just general updates outside of Nashville Production Week. You can notice someone's a little excited and wearing her little Harry shirt. So let's turn it over to Harry's Corner, the new segment.
Flashback to 1 episode ago, when I may have said some harsh things, may have said some truthful things, but some things about a certain someone. Not that I take them back, but all is forgiven. Because Harry Styles' new album dropped this week. Dance All the Time. No. I'm such a fake fan.
Disco?
Kiss All the Time. Disco Occasionally.
Right. Of course.
Such a good album. And let me say this. It's such a good album. And that was shocking to me. Not really. But because I'm not usually into like the like techno, like DJ type sound.
Yeah.
But I should know to just like trust my king. Like I just need to trust him, because anything that he does, I just always end up liking. And I always think it's like, I don't know, like you can always dislike something that like your favorite artist does, you know, like don't be afraid to not like something that your favorite artist does. But I genuinely love it so much. And like the visuals for this album have been so cool, the music videos, and like I think my top song right now is probably Taste Back, which is interesting because I haven't seen a lot of people talk about that, but I love that song. I also love Pop, which is a big favorite. Love Carla's song. he's just so interesting, like the way he experiments with sounds and then just has like really good lyricism too. I love it, and I'm just so excited. And like to see Harry Styles and Harry Styles memes and reaction videos all over my feed again, it's like sleeper cell woke up, and I'm just like so happy to be in like my fangirl era again right now.
Oh, that is a good era to be in. That is really fun, and I'll always support someone being in their fangirl era every time. No, but it was hilarious watching the switch up when Brittany Broski's Royal Court episode popped out.
I was like,
he is forgiven. All is forgiven. I said, right.
No, I was talking to my cousin and my best friend Catherine McKenzie about it, because we were like, should we even go to New York? Like, I'm just mad.
It's terrible.
Like, what's the point? We're gonna be spending all this money, blah 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 blah. And then he goes on Brittany Broski, and we're like,
damn, he's got us.
We're going to New York. So we're going to New York.
That is so funny.
So when do I book tickets? Like,
so VIP.
But yeah, like I still like, I don't love residencies, but I did watch his Zane Lowe interview, and he talked about like why he chose to do residencies, and he talked about how he felt like he could give more to the show from not having to travel. Which I get that. It's just still hard as like a fan, and it's hard to go to concerts in general, and all of that is still true. I think you just have to pick and choose your battles. And like I said, like I can be mad, but I'm gonna be mad in New York, and I'm gonna be mad in person.
True.
So that still stands true. But I'm so excited. I'm so happy that he's back, and he seems really happy.
He seems
to
happy
be back.
and healthy vibes.
Yeah,
it's true. It does seem good for him.
Yeah.
Right now.
And another thing happened this week. This week for Fangirls was like
boom,
so
bam,
big,
bam.
so packed.
Yeah.
Brynna made the most horrible mistake of convincing me to read A Court of Thorns and Roses, which we talked about. So the last one, I had just finished reading the first one. Since then, I have read all of ACOTAR, and I've read the first 2 Throne of Glass books. Brynna has not finished the 3rd ACOTAR book. And I'm so pissed off because I want to talk about it and like talk about everything.
Right.
And she's like, yeah, so I just read Fourth Wing, and I read this other book too. And I'm just like going one by one and reading like all of the first books and then the second books and all these things. And I'm like, why?
I just love jumping around.
And that's okay, but I need you to finish at least that 3rd one so I can talk about it. But also like, oh my god.
I started something bad here.
Started something bad at just the right time, because it was like Harry Styles hadn't come back yet, and so I really hadn't had anything to like hyperfixate, obsess over in a while. And we all know who I'm obsessing over now. If you've read these books, you know who I'm obsessed with now.
Oh, we know.
And so because of that, I got on the Sarah J. Maas train, and she was just on Call Her Daddy. And I didn't watch the whole thing because I'm still reading Throne of Glass, and so I don't want like a ton of spoilers. But I watched the clips on like different things about ACOTAR because I've read all of them. And there are 2, not 1, but 2 new ACOTAR books that are done, that are set to come out in October.
I thought it was 3.
So hold on.
Oh.
In October and January. And there's a 3rd that she's finishing that will come out sometime after that. But it's not a trilogy.
No.
And it's not like 5, 6, 7 like continuing on the same story. It's one book. But she's like, because I literally can't bind one giant book like that, I split it into like 3 parts. Which my brain is like, what? Like, how does this work in like the writing? Because you have to come to like an end to transition. But then I'm like, a lot of her books have like parts, so I guess it's just split up like that.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah. There's arcs within arcs. You know what I mean? That's what Victoria Aveyard's doing with Tempest, that pirate book I was telling you about.
Yes.
So she wrote it as one monster book, and she was like, I'm submitting it to like the agents and publishers and editors as one, but I fear it's gonna be so big that you can't buy it. People don't like buying that. You have to use a cheap paper. You can't use that nice paper. It's like a whole thing. So she's like, she went in knowing they'll probably split it up, and they did. They are making it a duology. So she already has it done. I mean, she's like editing like line edits and everything, but it's done. She has written fully one book, but they're making it two because there's absolutely no way you could do it.
That's so cool. Like, we were talking about like world building and everything. Like, I just don't, it's so insane how detailed people can get. And like, the most interesting thing, and I can say this because I know you've read at least this part, and like, spoiler alert to anyone who hasn't read and is like thinking about reading, but Sarah J. Maas was talking about how like when she wrote the first ACOTAR book, like, Reese was not planned.
That's crazy.
I know. And looking at this whole series, I'm like, what do you mean? And she said, I was just writing this like little like kind of like Beauty and the Beast vibes, like, oh, he's like a beast, but then he's like her man and like takes her, blah blah blah. And then she said she was writing and he just showed up.
Shut up. You didn't know. I did not know that.
He just showed up. And then she like kept writing later and then was like, what if this means this and this means this? And then, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. And then he's the guy. He's the man. Isn't that crazy?
I'm really surprised to hear that.
Because
that's
the things
really
from the
surprising.
second book, and then
yeah,
yes,
that's why I'm like,
and so I don't know where in the process that happened, and then she like, you know,
girl, I gotta get you on Attack on Titan.
I'm like, I'm so shook. But also, my favorite thing about that whole series is not just the main characters. It's the side characters.
Oh yeah.
Are literally my favorite. Yeah. Like fire. Cassian.
That's my king right there.
Azriel.
Yes, other king right there.
Moore.
Yes.
Amren. Like, that's my inner circle right there. No. That's my dream court, night court.
My very close personal friends.
My very close personal friends.
In fact.
Rhysand, Cassian, Azriel.
Yeah. Dude, that's something I found I liked with this. Not going to spoil it or anything. But with Heir of Fire, a new character is introduced who like has not had anything to do. And I'm obsessed with them. Like, I don't know why. I'm super drawn to this character, and it was like super out of like left field. I was like, what? Who is this? Like, because everyone else is like mentioned before, makes sense. Like, you see the like strings connecting them. This person was like so randomly dropped in, but it makes sense. But like so different, and I'm obsessed. And it does feel like a more person, like just like one of those characters that's not the main person that you're just like, exciting. There's something so interesting and compelling about them.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited to specifically get to this person. I just really love that character, but more on that later. Another thing, because you had Harry's corner, I'm gonna have Mitski corner. Mitski's back, baby. Mitski's back with an album. It's been so long. I didn't know she lived in Nashville.
Oh, really?
Literally, I was watching her like cat interview. She went to like a cat cafe. It's like playing with cats and like having them listen to her songs.
Oh my gosh.
And she was like, yeah, living in Nashville. I was like,
you're like, me? I
mean, I doubt. She feels very private. I don't see her going to the Gulch or 12 South really that often. Yeah. But I was like, she is right here, like that. I don't know if you've ever gotten into Mitski at all.
I haven't. I've heard like just a few like.
She will ruin your life. I cannot in good faith be like, yeah, you should listen to her, because that did bring about like the worst period of my life. But this album is not. It definitely is sad, and there's like a lot of like internal struggles and things, but it's nowhere near the like soul crushing, shattering music that just ruins your day before you even get a good start. Just like it's totally bad. But it's so good. It's really, really well produced, super different, and I love seeing her back, and I love her so much. And music that's Mitski corner.
Our people are back.
Our people are back.
Oh my god. Also, I went and got breakfast this morning before I went to my shoot, and I was driving back, and I saw this big billboard that had this like Longhorn on it, like Longhorn, like Vulcan. And it said, feeling horny, call blah 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 blah. And I was like, who's doing this? Like, is this like a Bachelor thing? Like, what the heck? Like, that's kind of crazy to put on a billboard. Figured out today, it's Nashville Queen Casey Musgraves.
Oh, I know her. Yes, I've met her dog and I've pet her dog and fed her dog treats.
Yes,
my very close personal friend Casey Musgraves.
My very close personal friend Casey Musgraves is coming back.
Wait, that's awesome.
New album, new era.
I love that
cow era. Apparently.
Wait, that's really exciting. I really like her. She's really cool.
Yes, I love her. And so the fact that her and Harry are coming back around the same time.
Music's back, baby.
Music's back.
I feel like the fans are coming back too. I feel like it's just
back.
happening. Everything is coming back. I love it.
Yeah.
We need it. Hashtag need that.
Hashtag need that.
Love that.
Yeah.
I think that's a great wrap up. I think
so too.
We love Nashville Production Week. Can't wait to come back.
Yes.
Our babies are back. Art is back. And it left me feeling super motivated, like just to get back into things.
Oh my God, yeah. We left that event yesterday and we were like, we need to shoot something. We need to shoot something now.
Go.
Now.
So that was good.
Yeah.
So thanks for having us. We're excited to be back next year. Thanks for listening. Go ahead and leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. And we'll catch you on the next one. Bye.